Back into the vagina.
Game's gone if he's aiming for his arm.
Well,
Oh my God, we could have the first chunder of the series.
oh, imagine Maradona on the sideline.
Very good. Bang average, no one cares. I'm not talking about Wolves.
Well, then what are you
I'm not talking about
about?
Wolves.
You love to see it, you really do. Hello and welcome to Dream Team Coach TV. I am your host Sean Cook. Now, it is the series finale of Dream Team Coach TV today, so we can guarantee it's going to be more exciting than the Champions League final. As always, I'm joined by Sean Burke, Andy Taylor and Dream Team Coach himself, Nick Elliott. How are we doing, boys? We excited for the finale?
Very much so.
Can't wait.
As long as it's more satisfying than Game of Thrones. Yeah.
It could be. It could be. You never
more,
know.
more sort of blood and anger.
Yeah. Lots of
More sex.
more dragons.
Can I not do the forfeit this week as well? Even if I lose, I just don't want to. Honestly, I've had some tough luck this year.
Yeah.
Now, whoever got the least amount of points in last week's Champions League draft will be forced to do the forfeit, which is a homage to some of our favourite forfeits of this season. Is anyone feeling nervous?
Yeah. I just remember when I picked Origi, you went, Origi? And well, he's only gone and scored against your team. It's just a lovely bit of karma.
Unfortunately, Liverpool are the champions of Europe for a sixth time in their history, beating Spurs in the Champions League final. Do you think there's still some disappointment in missing out on the league, or is this, has this topped it all? Has this put that all to bed?
Yeah. I think this will give them the enthusiasm to crack on again. If they'd lost the Champions League final as well, and especially like Klopp again, lost another one, that would have been hard to build them back up after that, after going back to square one. But now they've got something to show for it, the pretty good season they had.
I think what we said before is that you kind of always want what you haven't won, and obviously the Premier League is one that's eluded them. But as far as, a Champions League is a Champions League at the end of the day, no matter what happens in your Premier League season. So yeah, I think they'd be happy.
Can I just say that, unfortunately, at the start of that question, was not a collective unfortunately, because I actually enjoyed it. I think they deserved it. I enjoyed them winning it.
Yeah.
Spurs, you did well to get there. But it was never going to happen, was it? Let's be quite honest.
It
wasn't.
It's easy to say now, though.
No, it wasn't going to happen, though. It literally, just look at the two teams, it wasn't going to happen.
I thought Spurs were probably a better team. I thought Liverpool
Yeah,
didn't.
but I mean, Liverpool didn't have to do anything after that penalty. Which I don't think was a penalty, by the way. Not having that as a pen.
It's a bit weird, isn't it? Because by the actual laws, the ref did the right thing to give a penalty.
Yeah.
But it's more about whether you think the laws are fair. We've come so far away from what handball was supposed to be. When you think of handball, it's don't Maradona or picking it up and run with it. Do you think Mane deliberately aimed for his arm?
I think he did. I think he's been clever there, and he's seen the arm up.
Because I think he's been clever. He had it out for a long time.
Yeah,
He hasn't.
I don't know.
I don't know. But
Aim for his arm? No, he's just putting the ball in the box.
Aim for the
do you
goal,
think, though?
man.
Because Sissoko
it's
had it out
clever.
for a long
I think
time. Because it isn't like that. He was pointing like that. So Mane's looking. He's he's still got it up. He's still got
Have
it
you
up.
not seen the way he hits it as well? He clips it as well. So
Yeah,
it's
because he's
a
clipping it
deliberate-
into the box.
Nah.
I don't know.
The game's gone if he's aiming for his arm.
Well, that's the thing.
For a
Is it
penalty
easy?
than the goal itself.
Is that not intelligent play? Do you not think that's clever that he's tried
I
that?
think it's more clever to just have a shot. No.
How can you assume?
Well,
that
why?
he's tried?
Why? No,
Why?
if say you didn't, but people should do that.
Yeah,
the way the
yeah.
rules
Yeah.
are now, you're much more. What you're more likely to do: hit it into his arm from a yard or bend it into the top corner.
I'm not angry at it being given a penalty. I think if Sissoko's got his arm up like that, it's hard not to give it. To have your arm in that position, it's poor from
It's
him.
literally hit him
You've
here,
got to
though,
know.
right? It's hit him here and
rolled
just
down,
and glanced.
I think, as I say, the ref, I think, has to follow the rules and he
Yeah,
did it
he
right.
can't.
But if your team, I was saying, if my team conceded that in the 30 seconds of the Champions League final, I'd be devastated.
As a Spurs fan, though, what's it like? Because you'll never get to that final again in probably your lifetime.
How do you know that?
You just
You
won't.
could have said that. You could have said that at the start of this season.
You just won't. Honestly, I'll
If
have
you
a bet
said
with
to
you
me at the
right
start of
now.
this season you'll be in the final, I wouldn't have believed you.
I'll have a bet with you right now.
Have a bet, and then when Sean's 90 years old,
was like,
we've made it.
Will we do
Pay up
season?
your tenner. It's now worth
You'll never-
You could have said that this
0.01p.
season.
Nah, you'll never
You
get
could
there.
have
in
said that
your
this
life.
season.
Yeah, but I'm saying it now.
Now, the summer is finally here, and I think it's time to take a look at what an incredible season it has been. So, guys, we're going to rattle through your favourite moments. What has been your favourite moment of the season, Sean?
Neil Warnock squaring up to the camera, just for complete bizarreness in general.
Can we all do our best impressions?
Yeah.
Do you fancy doing it right up in the gorilla camera?
Oh yeah, do it.
Go on, let's go.
Number
Go on,
three?
Sean, let's see.
Let's all go one at a time.
Andy, after you.
Oh, we're all doing it. You've got to have the angle, I think. I reckon you need to have more of the he was kind of
It's a good effort, though. It's a good effort.
Angle there, I think.
Fair play. Nick, your favourite moment of this season?
I quite liked when Sol Bamba pretended that he hadn't taken his shirt off for the celebration. Remember, he took his shirt off and celebrated, and the ref asked him, and he was like, "No."
That wasn't me. Wasn't
And
me.
the ref just sat there and was like, "Oh, I just really can't remember whether he took his shirt off or not. I'll just ask him." He's like, "Yeah, fine." That was quite understated. Well, Kepa though. Kepa refusing
That was
to come
mad.
off
That was
in
mad.
the League
Yeah.
Cup. Just for like, in terms of like mental moments, stuff that you haven't seen before.
You haven't seen before, yeah.
That was like, in a final, just refusing to be substituted. That was insane.
Charlie Austin's Park Life.
Park Life,
rendition
yeah.
was quite
nice.
good.
That
It was
good.
nice to see a player actually just open up and spill beans and be
Yeah.
that honest in a post-match interview for once. They're so boring 99% of the time.
Yeah.
I could have watched that all day.
I quite liked when, sorry Sean, when Arsenal messed up the qualification. Who was against Brighton? And all the Brighton players were just laughing on the
Like,
pitch.
at the players,
literally.
yeah.
Was it against Brighton? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, last.
And they all just
last game,
laughing
yeah.
at them while the Arsenal players were like on the deck, just like that. And I love the Brighton players just had
Delicious.
no sympathy. They thought it was hilarious.
You love to see it, you really do. Now, the Nations League finals kicked off this week in Portugal, and England sadly got knocked out by the Dutch. Let's be honest, it's the League Cup of international competitions, though. Did we actually care if they'd gone on and won it?
I definitely didn't anyway. So.
No, I didn't care at all. I'm almost happy that we've gone out. Give the boys a bit of a rest.
I think if we'd won it, people make a thing out of it. It's a lot easier now that we're out to say, "Oh, it's a bit of a nothing trophy." I think,
Yeah.
you know, it's better to win it than not. So
You say we sitting there in your Spain shirt as well.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that they're like sitting in a forest top or something for you? That
No, why is
Liverpool
that?
top?
What does that mean?
Why is that?
Leeds Forest, bit of rivalry there.
Yeah, a bit, but I'm not wearing a Forest top.
No, but like as an England equivalent, like you shouldn't really be wearing
I
it.
don't think there's much of
Nick's
a
a man
rival.
Is
of
England
all
Spain that big a
jerseys.
rivalry?
England, Spain. But no, it's not.
Absolutely.
That was a Rigi moment there.
Absolutely.
England, Spain is
What are you
not.
saying?
Going
You
back
love
to like
Spain?
the 16th century, mate.
England,
There's
Germany,
there's
maybe.
no rivalry between England
I'm not
and Spain.
talking about war.
Well, then what are you
I'm not talking about
about?
wars. The Women's World Cup kicks off this week in France with England's first game, a tasty home nations derby against Scotland. Will they continue their run after winning the She Believes Cup this year, do we think? And who are you most looking forward to seeing in the tournament?
What from England? Lucy Bronze
Yeah.
plays for Lyon, and Lyon are the top
current
dogs of
champions of
women's
Europe
football.
as well.
Like what Celtic have done, you know, the triple, treble, whatever. Lyon are just doing that for fun for about a decade. So, yeah, she's good. I think Phil Neville's going to play her in midfield potentially, even though she's a right back. So we have to see whether that works. Bit of a Josh Kinnock vibe.
And on that subject, Phil Neville leading us into a World Cup. That's
Well,
the stuff
never
dreams
thought-
are made
yeah.
of, isn't it?
And I'll tell you what, Phil Neville managing at the Women's World Cup, Tracy Neville managing at the Netball World Cup. What's Gary doing with his summer?
Just watching them all.
Turns out he's, with all his Premier League medals, turns out he's the loser of the family. Do you know what I mean?
There you go.
I don't think he's viewing it that way.
No. you mean you wouldn't trade all those Premier League medals to manage at the Netball World Cup?
Well, I mean,
It's
there's probably
50-50,
a lot of
isn't it?
people out there that would, to be fair. I'm not knocking netball.
Yeah.
And quickly, who do you think is going to win the tournament? I mean, England are certainly up there. Do you think we can do it?
Well, I think USA
Yeah, they're
are
massive
very
favourites.
dominant. It's like a cultural thing almost, isn't it? It's like it's
It's
very
massive,
much
yeah.
ingrained in their sport.
They play so many games. They've played like 200 caps. Some of
Yeah.
them. Like they've played
Yeah.
so many games. Alex Morgan, obviously, for them still.
Yeah,
still
I mean, she's been the
going.
pioneer of it all.
It's a real shame that obviously Ada Hegerberg is not going to be the Ballon d'Or winner. She hasn't played for Norway for 2 years.
Sadly not.
As a protest against how women's football is treated in Norway. So imagine if Messi or Ronaldo boycotted
absolutely.
a men's World
crazy.
Cup. That'd be insane, wouldn't it? Huge, and it'd be so damaging to the tournament. So that is a bit of a shame. I can see where she's coming from, but obviously you want to see the best players.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. It's another England team.
I'd be curious, exactly for that reason, to see if England go on a bit of a run as well.
Yeah.
Remember what it was like last summer? It was insane. I came into the work one day and literally there was no natural light in the office because 3 floors of the building had been covered in an England flag. It was insane. So if they can get even a half of that excitement for something like this, it would
Definitely.
be interesting to see.
Now, every week we ask our panel to create their dankest football meme on the internet. We post them on Dream Team's Instagram, and you guys at home decide which one is the best. Let's have a look at what we've got this week. First up is Andy. Talk us through this one.
All right, so this was hastily put together.
That explains why it doesn't make any sense.
Wow.
Go on then. Why?
I didn't get it.
Why?
I don't get it. Explain it to me.
Explain it.
How do you not get it? It's so self-explanatory. Look, amazing partnership duo, Van Dijk and Robertson.
Yep.
But let's be quite honest, no one was talking about them in their in their Celtic.
Queen's
And,
Is that Dundee United?
Dundee, yeah.
Dundee in their Dundee days. So it's just kind of saying like, very good,
Dundee United.
bang average, no one cares.
Right.
Do you not see that from the picture straight off, right?
We get
You can see there's
so
a
many
complete,
angry
there's a
Scotsmen in
clear
that
disparity between the two, right?
No, to me it's they're
What,
playing
Champions
against each
League
other.
winners, SPL. Like,
No,
there's a
if they
clear
were-
difference.
If they were holding the Champions League, maybe. To me, that says they're on the same team. They're not on the same team. Also, I don't watch Love Island.
But when I messaged Andy saying, "Have you got your meme ready?" He was like, "Yeah, give me 2 seconds." And
Yeah,
that's why
I mean, it
got
was
back.
hastily put together, but I don't think it makes sense.
Fair play.
Should be left to right, I guess.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
Not
true,
at all, not at
true.
all.
Let's
My
move on.
apologies.
Next up is Nick.
Well, again, I don't actually mind Liverpool winning the Champions League, but I know that a lot of neutrals don't like Liverpool, so I played on that. You got yourself a baby
tactical.
being born, seeing that Liverpool won the Champions League, and then trying to get unborn, trying to go back into
his
back
mother.
into the vagina.
Okay, yeah.
So
And finally, we have Sean's one.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought we'd retired this narrative, but here we are
And
again.
I was like, just because of that, I was like, no, I'm going to roll it out once more. I did feel bad sending it to you. when
Yeah,
I
I
was
was-
like,
How can you
Reluctantly
retire the Spurs bottling narrative? Can I just
got
ask?
to a Champions League final.
they didn't bottle the final for me.
You've
Doesn't-
not won
It's
anything.
not there.
I can confirm in third place was Andy.
Yeah.
How are we feeling?
I don't think you gave me enough time to make it, Sean. It's all on you. You rushed me actually.
Andy dead last there, just as a reminder. Second is Sean Burke.
Good meme. I like it. Spurs bottled it.
This week's winner for what, a 6th week in a row,
Just a quick one.
is the meme supreme,
Yeah.
Nick Elliott. Job done.
Safe to say this section won't be coming back in season 2.
nice streets ahead.
Now, the season is over, which means the silly season for transfer rumours has begun. What is the strangest rumour we have seen so far, and do you think any of them could actually happen?
I saw Salah to Man United, and I just thought, I just closed the internet down. Do you know what I mean?
That's enough for today.
If we're talking of ridiculous rumours though, just any decent player to United, which is probably most decent players have been linked to United.
Delit has been linked. Do we not think he'd make that move?
No.
I mean,
Never
he's of
in a
that
million
age that he grew up seeing United be United.
Yeah, but he's
Do you
also
think-
of an age where he's now a sensible human being. And he sees United for what they are.
Well, it looks like Dan James from
Dan James.
Swansea is going to join them today, having a medical.
Yeah.
Happy
good.
with that signing? 15 mil?
Yeah, I think like they're not really United fans are angry at the idea that like people aren't playing for the shirt.
Yeah.
Like there's talent there, but they're not putting the effort in. So I think if you want to move away from big signings that don't care about it,
Yeah.
having like that a young hungry player is the answer to that. So yeah,
Absolutely.
Problem they've got is that if this kind of bad period continues, then they will fall off the top of the biggest team in the world. Why they can still keep making reckless signings like Paul Pogba is that they've just got so much global revenue, and that will start faltering if they're just absolutely awful.
Well, speaking of which, did you see the man that put himself forward for the Man United job this week?
Diego Maradona.
Yeah.
And I, for one, as a Leeds fan, would love to see that.
Imagine that. Because he actually referenced, he said, yeah, they sell a lot of shirts worldwide, but they don't win things.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, United players struggle to get motivated before games. We all know what method Maradona's going to be giving the players to get motivated for games now, don't
Yeah.
we?
Imagine Maradona on the sideline.
It is just a matter of time until Eden Hazard leaves Chelsea. And with a transfer ban, it doesn't look like it's going to be a good summer for the Blues. Do we think they're screwed, or does this mean they'll, actually play one of their 100 loanees that they've scattered across Europe? Could this could be a good thing for the club in turn?
Chelsea and youth. Just those words together just don't work. Can you imagine?
Well, this
like
is the thing.
that.
I don't like the narrative that we're almost meant to feel sorry for them. They've got a transfer ban. Like, you've got 40 players out on loan, and a lot of them are top draw players.
Still
Question that.
odd considering
No,
how
yeah,
many
yeah.
trophies they win. And now, if Sarri leaves this summer, despite winning the Europa League, I still feel like Chelsea fans will think he was a manager somehow.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
won
Yeah.
a European
And he's going to
Cup.
Juve.
Yeah, and they're like, no, we'll have him.
Would you not give Frank Lampard time if he came in?
I think he could just about be given time. But imagine if we're seeing Chelsea in January, 10th in the table. I honestly think Chelsea fans will have forgotten that Lampard is a club legend and they will want him out.
Now it is forfeit time for the last time this series. We're going to reveal how everyone did in last week's Champions League draft, and the loser does the forfeit. Simple as that. So in no particular order, Andy, you got 33.
That's decent.
One of your biggest totals for weeks.
Yeah.
That's decent, that.
Very happy.
Decent. Matip getting
Yeah,
your
man.
10.
Entirely Liverpool
Even
team.
Joe Gomez come on and nick me 5
How
points.
did Matip get 10 points? Did he
Got the
Clean
assist
sheet.
for
yeah.
the
assist,
Origi
yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
Happy days. Nick, your team got 24 now. That makes things a little more interesting. The Spurs boys.
Look at
doing-
your brave Spurs boys there.
Yeah.
Dele Ericsson's son, 0 between us.
Origi, amazing shout, by the way.
Yeah.
You were questioning him.
No,
you were going,
I was all
"You
for
can't
it.
believe
I
you're going
was
him
all
over
for
Llorente.
And finally, Sean's team. Oh, no. Very Spurs heavy. I mean, imagine picking Llorente over Origi.
Oh, who would advise me to do such a thing?
Mate, I mean, Robertson tried to salvage something.
He's the
but
only one with any
Do you know what
respect
the mad
there,
thing
isn't
is that you went first in like the picks last
did.
week as well. You went Mane, who did nothing, and I'm pretty sure you went Robertson, and then just went all in on Spurs from there on in. I don't know what you're doing.
I can only apologise.
As an
mate.
Arsenal fan.
So that means, Sean, you are doing this week's forfeit. And I can exclusively reveal there are several steps to this one.
I like it. I can't. I hope it's horrible.
It is the Weekender cocktail.
Oh my God.
Some of our favourite forfeits from the series are going to go into this cocktail.
Yeah.
So if we look at the screen now, we're going to reveal what makes it up.
Yeah, I like it.
This is
is
fantastic.
amazing.
Dog, cat food,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
eggs,
Oh yeah, I like it.
At the back.
milk,
Milk.
Solid back.
Solid
three there.
back.
Calcium.
anchovies,
Oh,
Bit of
just,
creativity in there.
yeah.
Bit of
pickle juice, hot sauce,
Oh, his favourite.
and fish
Yeah.
Oh, the
eye.
star striker.
Delicious.
And he's got to get rid of the lot as well.
Jesus
Sean,
Christ.
how are you feeling about that, my friend?
I feel sick already.
Here it is in all its glory. Particularly thick.
You've got to get rid of all of that as well.
So we've got stirrers in there because the fish eyes are they're not floaters.
The fish eyes are kind of acting like ice cubes.
Oh God.
It smells foul. So without further ado, Sean,
Amazing.
Nick, if you could do the honours.
I'm going to keep that.
I don't know. We've got a bucket about here.
We have got a bucket on
Oh,
standby.
good to see the return of the bucket.
Yeah, for the
Didn't
last
have it for
time
my
this season.
bollocks last week, did we?
Also, let's go for it, mate.
Just
Should we count you in?
Jesus.
Put that aside.
Deep
Yep,
breath.
By all means, do that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, he's.
Oh my God. That's fucking foul.
Mate, go! You got to go!
That's got. You've got
Oh.
to see that away,
You
mate.
can smell it from here.
Do you know what will do him over more than anything? The hot sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
Is it
feel the
spicy?
heat?
Spicy, yeah.
Can you feel the heat?
How much hot sauce is in there?
Go for it, mate. Go. You're a champion.
Oh.
Andy is.
I'm actually preferring Andy, just loving it.
I know, it's the first time you've
It's
not
brilliant.
done it, but God knows.
Mate,
how
I
long.
have literally done the worst as well.
Well, I mean, Shawnee's doing all of yours, to be fair.
Oh.
Oh, but.
there's no bollocks in there.
Slow progress.
Oh.
Oh my
Oh.
God. You hate to see it.
Oh my God, we could have the first chunder of the series.
Oh, it's genuine retching. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my Lord. It's all got a bit
Don't
like.
try this at home.
Oh.
It's all got a bit like.
Oh, wow.
Mate, you've got to see some of that off. Come on.
Come on,
He's
mate.
barely touched it. The viewer at home is going to be fuming.
We almost got him.
Oh! There was a little bit.
Yeah, Nick can
I've seen-
confirm.
I've seen-
Hawkeye, we saw.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, this is it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, Sean, you're right.
What does that sound like on the microphone?
Oh, mate. How you feeling?
Nah, not great.
I think we're
It's
gonna.
not even acting either. It's just genuinely.
Wow, what a performance though. I think we're going to have to wrap up because Sean needs some urgent medical attention. So that is the end of this week's show and the end of the series for Dream Team Coach TV. But don't worry, we'll be making a few transfers, getting in some much needed pre-season
It's
training.
nicer now.
And most importantly, cleaning these sofas. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Make sure to keep an eye out for news about next season's Dream Team. And we'll see you for the start of a brand new season very soon. Thanks for watching, guys.
See you guys.